If you want to get assets and you want to get real estate, but maybe you feel that there is a lack of credit or a lack of money that is holding you back and you don't know where to start. So you feel like you just can't get in the game. You feel like things maybe are a little hopeless. I want you to know that that is not true. Welcome to the Creative Cash Flow Show. I'm your host, Jesse Mills, where we share and reveal real estate secrets for achieving time and money freedom. And one of the ways you get time and money freedom is by buying assets. Assets are things that go up in value typically, and assets are things that produce income and can produce cash flow. And the nice thing is, if you're doing it right, sometimes those assets actually get paid down and paid off by other people, right? So let's talk about that, because if you want to get assets and you want to get real estate, but maybe you feel that there is a lack of credit or a lack of money that is holding you back and you don't know where to start. So you feel like you just can't get in the game. You feel like things maybe are a little hopeless. I want you to know that that is not true. That is absolutely not true. Okay. So you may have heard in another episode that I did where we talk about the 3 things that you need to be successful in real estate. And really, there's only one of those 3 things. Okay. There's only one of those 3 things. And so if you go listen to that episode, you will hear, okay, that there is not any mention of credit. Okay. I know folks all over the country. I know very successful folks, and myself included, have purchased many homes without any credit. Okay. In fact, I just did a couple in the last few months where I did not have to show my credit score to anybody. Okay. Now you might be saying, well, Jesse, boy, I kind of thought you had your stuff together. Don't you have really good credit? Well, I do now, but I certainly didn't years ago. Okay. Years ago, I had some pretty bad credit, to be honest with you. I actually went through a bankruptcy in 2008. I wiped out thousands of banks and lenders, and $1 billion banks went under, for God's sake. Right, a lot of little guys like you and I got hurt pretty bad, and happy to say, I didn't really know at the time. I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't prepared, and I feel like I'm learned my lessons now in a much better spot. Okay, but I had a very, good chunk of time where I just didn't have very good credit. Maybe you're listening to this and you don't have any credit, right? Maybe you're one of those people that you think you're doing the right thing by paying for cash for everything, which, hey, amen to you, because you have 0 debt, right? You have 0 debt because you pay for everything in cash, which is awesome until you go try to buy something and finance something where you need credit, okay? Then it's tough. But I'm going to tell you right now, to purchase real estate and other assets, you don't have to always have credit. Okay. That is one of the beauties of seller financing, of lease to own, right? Of agreement for deed, of O.P.M, and using other people's money. Okay. You do not need credit for that. So don't let that stop you. You just need to know the tools and the tricks, who to look for, what to say, what not to say. How is it a win for them? How does it help them? How does it help you? Okay. And you need a plan. Of course, you need a plan. So again, I'm in a spot right now where my credit's just fine. I go to banks all the time for financing when it makes sense for that particular deal and that particular property. But I love to get stuff without using any of my credit and without using any banks when it makes sense and when I can, which is, a lot of the time when it makes sense. Okay. And whenever I can make it happen. All right. So don't let that stop you. Don't let that fool you. You do not have to have great credit, amazing credit, good credit. You don't even need to have any credit, frankly, to get going into real estate investing. All right. Okay. The other thing is money. You don't need to have a lot of money. Okay. So if you listen to this other episode, you would have learned that the other things you can use instead of having money, right, is resources, is connections, is experience, right? or the relationship capital. Okay, the relationship capital is the other people that can help with these deals. You don't have to have money. I purchased a property literally zero down. Okay. And I fixed it up with none of the money out of my own pocket. And I may say, Jesse, hold on. You got this property and you didn't put any money down, correct? And you didn't have to show anyone your credit or credit score, even though it's fine. But what if it wasn't? What if it was horrible, right? You didn't have to show anyone your credit. No one looked at that, correct? And you fixed it up, but you fixed it up. Well, how did you fix up this property if you didn't put any of your own money into it? I don't get that. Good question, right? Well, here's the answer. The answer is instead of taking my after-tax dollars that I get, right? You have to earn the income first, right? You have to go make the money, earn the income, and then you pay taxes on that, and then it sits in your bank or wherever you have it sitting, and then you go use that to go fix up a property, right? To increase the value, whether you're going to flip it or you're going to do a burst strategy or you're just going to fix it up to rent it out or whatnot. Okay. And this happened to be an Airbnb that I used this on, okay, on a short-term rental, right? Why do I want to go use my own after-tax dollars to do that when I can use O.P.M? O.P.M is other people's money. Well, Jesse, why would other people give you money to go fix up your place? Well, pretty easy, because their money's sitting there in the bank making nothing, right? It's making 0.5%, maybe 1%. Ooh, maybe like 2.5%, maybe crazy 3% if it's one of those really high yield savings accounts. If you can find that out there, and it's a pain in the butt to find it and get your money out, okay? If it's sitting in like a CD, a certificate of deposit, it's making junk, okay? It's making nothing. So it's in the market. Great. Yeah, the market is maybe amazing, depending on the day, depending on the week or the month, right? Sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's high. You don't know. You can't control it. You got nothing that you can do about it, okay? But if somebody knows, hey, I know that someone like me in this situation or you is going to take this money and is going to put it into a cash flowing asset like real estate and is going to improve the value, is going to bring in some cash flow, and then they're going to get a return on their money, ROI, in whatever amount of time that you agree on. And here's the cool thing. It's whatever you guys agree on. There's no right or wrong. If you want it back in 6 months, cool. If you want it back in a year, okay. You want it back in 3 to 5 years because you want to keep making money on your money for 5 years, okay. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. But they know that their money is making money way more than it would be sitting in the bank, right? Barely keeping up with inflation. It's not at all. And so they're still in the game. And they're not doing any of the work. They're not doing any of the work of the property. They don't have to find it. They don't have to sell it. They don't have to rent it. They're not fixing it up. They're not dealing with contractors. Their money is just making money. Win for them. And then for me, that's an interest expense. So now I get to write that off. And that's an expense instead of me taking my after-tax dollars, right, to go make X and then pay a chunk to Uncle Sam and then get to use that after-tax dollars. No. This is a better way of doing it. Okay. So why did I get the property zero down? Okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, again, what's in it for the other person? I got this property zero down because the seller of the property knew that I was going to give them a nice fixed monthly payment every single month, take care of the property, fix it, repair it, actually update it, right? Because I told him, I said, hey, this thing's pretty outdated. This thing hasn't been touched since like the 70s or 80s, and she a little ugly. And we need to fix it up, and we need to increase, the monthly cash flow and the nightly rates that we charge by making this thing nicer. Well, that's going to take money, right? And so, you know what, Mr. Seller, I could give you the money right now, put it in your hand. And I understand that, of course, would make sense and you like that, but I really would much rather put it into the property. If I put it into the property, I can make, my property that I'm buying from you that, technically if it comes back to you is your property, but I'm making it nicer, right? I'm making it nicer. So I'm adding the value to it. And it's helping me increase the rents so I can get more income, which of course makes it only easier to pay you. And they said, well, yeah, I guess that does make sense, right? You're either going to, do what you say you're going to do and pay me X per month for so many months or so many years until you pay me off. And I get this income coming in like a bank, but I don't have to do anything to fix it, repair it, anything, right? How cool is that? Or if you don't do what you say you're going to do and I get this property back in my lap, it's going to be nicer than what it was when I even gave it to you, when I sold it to you. So they understood that because I had to point that out to them and show them that. No money down, right? And then to fix and repair it, I did what I said I was going to do, right? Because I'm a man of my word. but I didn't use my money to do it. I used someone else's money to do it. I used someone else's money that was sitting there making nothing. So now they're happy. So I got two happy people. And I'm a pretty happy guy because I got yet another unit under my belt that's cash flowing, that's making money, that is being paid down by somebody else. And I use none of my credit, didn't even show a credit score, credit report, nothing. I used none of my money to fix it up, to repair it, right? To improve it, to get new furniture and linens and supplies, right? And all of that will be a write-off because of it. And I got two happy campers part of the process, okay? So don't be discouraged, guys. If you got bad credit, no credit, or little to no money, you just need a hustle. You need creativity. You need some knowledge. And again, that's what I'm here to help you with on the Creative Cash Flow Show, is with that knowledge, right? With the connections, any way I can help you get your portfolio going, help you expand it, whether you're brand spanking new or you're doing, multi-million-dollar deals. I guarantee you there's some things that we can learn from each other and we can do together. And it's just so much fun to collaborate and just help other people see the way to their goals. And there's a lot of cool things you can do together when you start talking about your background and your skills and what you're great at, what you're not great at, what you have, what you need, right? And that's all just relationship capital. So I hope this helps, guys. Don't be discouraged. If you've ever done a deal like this, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear from you. So hit me up on the socials. Again, you can find me on everything at The Jesse Mills, TheJessemills, The Jesse Mills. Okay. Or hit me up on my website and you can find out how we can work together, how we can partner together. We're growing all over the country in some of the unique, cool ways that we're helping people obtain home ownership, and we're helping agents and lenders make a lot more money with some very unique strategies that no one's doing in their markets. So if you have an interest in that, go to thejessemills.com, take a look at it. And of course, if you want to get in the game and you just don't have a lot of time, you're a busy entrepreneur, you're a busy professional, right? You're like, hey, I've got capital, it's sitting there, but I don't have time to go find these crazy deals and negotiate with sellers. And I don't have time to, do all these things that people say I need to do real estate. I just want a deal on a silver platter with a little bow wrapped around it to be presented to me so I can say yes or no, and then have my money working for me with hardly any headaches and hassles and phone calls and getting a really good return on my money. Well, if that's you, trust me, we've got something out there for you. Been doing it for over 10 years, and we can have you see some examples. So we'd love to chat with you. Have a great rest of the day. And if you want to get in the game and you're not there yet, let's talk, right? Let's get you going so we can get you that lifestyle and financial freedom. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon, guys. Thanks.